If you're shopping for a mini 4000K action camera in 2026, the hardest part is not finding options. It is figuring out which one actually fits the way you film and which one just looks good on a spec sheet. In this video, I will walk you through 5 top picks, what they are genuinely good at, and who should skip them. We will keep it practical, and yes, I will save you from buying the wrong one because a stranger on the internet said it was the best. As always, the links to the best deals are in the description and on our website. First up, the GoPro Hero 12 Black. The Hero 12 is the camera most people mean when they say action camera, and in 2026, it is still a serious contender even with newer models on shelves. The big reason is not just image quality, it is the whole experience: mounts, accessories, replacement parts, and the fact that almost every helmet, chest rig, handlebar, and questionable suction cup setup has been tested with a GoPro first. In use, the Hero 12 shines when you want footage that looks stable even when you are not. The stabilization is the kind that makes a bumpy trail look like you hired a camera operator on a hoverboard. It is also one of the best options for high frame rate shooting in 4000K. So if you love dramatic slow motion of bike jumps, ski spray, or your friend eating it in a very cinematic way, this camera delivers. Where you need to be honest with yourself is lighting and workflow. In bright daylight, the Hero 12 looks crisp and detailed with pleasing color. As the light drops, it can get noisier and less flattering, especially compared to cameras built around larger sensors. And GoPro footage often looks best when you pick the right settings for your scene, which is great if you enjoy dialing things in, and less great if you want a camera that reads your mind. So who is it for? If you do real action sports, want the widest accessory ecosystem, and value dependable stabilization above everything, the Hero 12 is still a smart buy. If you mostly film indoors, nightlife, or dusk-heavy travel, you may want to keep watching. Next is the DJI Osmo Action 4, and this is the one I point to when someone says, I want my action cam footage to look good even when the sun is not cooperating. The Action 4's big advantage is its larger sensor compared to most traditional action cameras. And in practice, that shows up as cleaner shadows, smoother gradients, and less crunchy noise when you are filming at dusk, under trees, or in moody weather that makes your vacation look cinematic and your camera usually look confused. If you shoot a lot of travel, street scenes, or late afternoon rides, this is where it earns its keep. Stabilization is excellent, and it feels a little more forgiving than you might expect. You can mount it, hit record, and get usable footage without a long setting session. Color is also a strong point. If you want a ready-to-share look, it delivers. If you want flexibility in editing, its log profile gives you room to grade without your highlights turning into a white blob. The hardware design is practical too. The front screen is actually helpful for framing, and the interface is straightforward. It is the kind of camera you can hand to a friend and still get a clip that is not just their thumb. The trade-offs? The accessory universe is not quite as endless as GoPro's, and if you already own a mountain of GoPro mounts, switching can feel like moving apartments. Also, if your filming is mostly bright, fast, and outdoors, the difference shrinks. Buy the Action 4 if you want the best balance of image quality and ease, especially in mixed or low light. If your priority is the biggest mounting ecosystem, GoPro still has that crown. Third is the Insta360 Go 3S. And this is where mini stops being marketing and starts being the whole point. This camera is so small and light that you will actually use it, which is the highest compliment I can give any camera. If your current action cam lives in a drawer because it feels like a project, the Go 3S is the antidote. The headline in 2026 is simple. It records in 4000K, but the real story is how it changes your shooting style. You can clip it, magnet mount it, stick it in places that would be ridiculous with a full-size action camera, and grab hands-free point-of-view shots without looking like you are filming a documentary about yourself. It is perfect for quick travel moments, family days, cooking, workouts, and behind-the-scenes content where holding a camera would ruin the moment. The included action pod makes it feel like a complete system rather than a tiny toy. You get a screen for framing and playback, plus extra battery and easier controls. That said, the small camera body still has limits. In low light, it is not going to match larger sensor cameras. You can get usable footage, but you will see more noise and softer detail when the lighting gets dim. Stabilization is strong for its size, but it is not built for the roughest, longest, high-speed action sessions. Think everyday adventures more than strapped to a rally car. Who is it for? If you want the smallest setup, the most creative mounting options, and the highest chance you will capture moments at all, the Go 3S is the easy pick. If you need all-day endurance and the cleanest night footage, look elsewhere. Fourth is the Insta360 Ace Pro. And this one feels like it was designed for people who want an action camera that behaves more like a creator camera. Yes, it is rugged and compact, but the priority here is making it easier to get good-looking footage without fighting your settings, your framing, or your patience. The standout feature is the flip-up screen. If you vlog, narrate rides, film solo travel, or do any talking to camera shots, that screen is not a gimmick. It saves time, saves retakes, and saves you from the classic action cam experience of discovering later that you filmed your forehead with award-winning sharpness. Image quality is a strong point, especially in mixed lighting. The Ace Pro tends to produce a punchy, clean look that works well straight out of camera, and it still gives you room to edit when you want a more cinematic grade. It also handles high contrast scenes well, like bright skies over darker streets, where cheaper cameras often turn either the sky or your face into a creative guess. Stabilization is solid, and for most users, it will be more than enough for walking, travel, and moderate action. For the absolute harshest vibration and high-speed impact scenarios, GoPro and DJI still feel more built for abuse, but the gap is smaller than you might expect. The trade-off is that it is less of a pure strap it anywhere and forget it sports tool and more of an all-around content camera that happens to be tough. If your main goal is polished storytelling with an action cam form factor, this is the one. If you only care about extreme mounts and endless accessories, look back at GoPro. Fifth is the Akaso Brave 8, and this is the reality check camera. Not everyone wants to spend premium money on something they are about to strap to a helmet, a surfboard, or a rental kayak with, trust me, it is secure energy. The Brave 8 targets value buyers who still want true 4000K and a modern feature set without the flagship price tag. In good daylight, it can deliver footage that looks surprisingly sharp and colorful for the money. For casual travel, kids' activities, vacations, and as a backup camera, you can lend out without sweating. It makes a lot of sense. It is also a smart choice if you want a beater cam for risky mounts, where losing the camera would be annoying but not financially tragic. Where you will notice the difference is when conditions get difficult. Stabilization is usable, but it generally will not look as effortlessly smooth as GoPro or DJI when you add heavy vibration, quick direction changes, or rough terrain. Low light is also tougher. You can still film, but detail drops and noise increases faster than on the premium models. Audio and app experience tend to feel less refined too, which matters if you want a fast, painless workflow. So, who should buy it? If budget is the deciding factor or you want an inexpensive camera for occasional action use, the Brave 8 is a solid entry point. If you film often, care about night footage, or want the most consistent wow results, the extra money for DJI, GoPro, or Insta360 will usually pay off. If you found this video helpful, hit that like button and subscribe for more straightforward tech reviews. Drop a comment below telling us which one was your favorite or if we missed one that should have been included.